Well, good afternoon, everybody. You remember me, it's David. Today we're going to take a look at writing task 1, something I know you're familiar with. But there's some important points. We want to make sure that we practice them, are very good at them. But before we get started, let me make sure everybody who's here is accounted for. So please, in the chat box, please write hello. Can you tell me who has said hello? So Ming Hui. And who else? And? Only two. Ming Hung. And? Would you say there's 9 students? Okay. All right, I have 3 out of 10 students say hello. Make sure you have a notebook handy. I hope you're sitting at a laptop and not on your phone, because using your phone, you might not be able to access all the functions you want. Is there anybody else there? Boys and girls, I will remind you, this is not a TV show. To you, it looks like a TV show, but this is a class. And we're going to go over this, and we're going to do some writing samples that you are going to write. Having a Word document open so you can cut and paste and put into the chat is going to be really important. So who else can say hello? And while I wait for you to say hello, Ming Hui, are you working on a laptop or your telephone? Did she respond? Okay. Mr. Zha Ming, how about you? Are you working on a phone or a laptop? Okay, so I'll say PC. Ming Hung, how about you? What are you working on? Okay, has anyone else responded? Okay, so we'll just move on. Okay, so we know writing task 1. Please have a look at this little diagram right here. Can you please tell me about writing task 1? Okay, boys and girls, don't play games with me. Don't play games. Now we know all the basics, but I'm showing you a diagram right now. And what I just heard that you wrote has nothing to do with the diagram I just showed you. So try again. Who said that? And? Guys, all the information is right here. And I know that I taught it to you before. I cannot be teaching you the same things over and over again. We'll never make progress that way. We have to start from what we remember. And I know I taught this to you, so I need you to work on remembering. Zaming, I heard Kuei talk about this, only this, but there's all this other information. If you don't remember the information, we can't understand the test. And if you can't remember the information, how can I be confident that by teaching you new information, you're going to remember it. You see how that works? Ming Hung, help us. What else do we need? Right. Who said that? Thank you, Quay. So we're making some progress here. We talked about the introduction a little bit, and we talked about the overview. How about here? No. Oh, sorry. I'm not trying to stop you. But I don't want you to tell me more about the introduction. I'm now asking you about this. Okay, who said that? Quay, you're on fire. So Quay's here. Thank you very much, Quay. I got it. Zha Ming is MIA, and so is Ming Hung. So Quay, it's you and me. Okay, we can do this. We're going to go through this. I got some stuff for you today. Okay, so we know about the overview and introduction. We're going to look at that first. This is a little small, but what I want to draw your attention to is here. This is a 6 and this is a 5. For a 6, presenting the overview and information appropriately. That's it. If you can give me appropriate information for your introduction and overview, bang, that's a 6. Compared to a 5, which is you recount details mechanically with no clear overview. So you have a clear overview, that's a 6. You don't have a clear overview, that's a 5. I believe that I can show you how to write a clear overview. It does not say complex. It does not say academic language. It does not say difficult. It doesn't. It specifically says clear. And what is another word for clear? Ming Kui, what is another word to say clear? No. But yeah, it should be logical, of course. But that's not what clear means. I'm asking you for a synonym for clear. We're not talking about the coherence, because under the coherence, we're talking about logical. Logical would be, first, second, third, right? Logical would be this and that, but however, that's logical. But we're talking about the task, making an overview. What is another word for clear? Okay, accurate. But accurate could also be complicated. You can use very complicated language and it's still very accurate, but no. Clear means easy to understand. That's all it means, okay? And I'll tell you about the hardest thing about this test is that you need to be clear, not complicated. You need to be clear, not focus just on being accurate. Just make it easy to understand. Literally, I'm reading from the text here. It says, present an overview with information appropriately selected. That's it. Just appropriate selected. And down here, there's no clear overview. Okay, and so this is, so I write down here, you cannot earn at least 6.0 without an overview. Oh, where am I going? Here and here. Oh, I'm sorry. So here's a much easier way to see it. Oh yeah, this is what I want to show you. So here's a 6 again. Presents an overview with information appropriately selected. Okay? So you have the appropriate information for your overview. So what's the difference between a 6 and a 7? Because if you ask me, I'm not interested in you getting a 5. And I'm not interested in you getting a 6. I want you to get a 7. Now, do I want you to get an 8? No. I think an 8 is too much. Now, to have the level of an 8.0 is a good thing, but you're not going to get that by studying Ielts, and you're on a totally different level. If you have an 8, in my opinion, Ielts should be very easy for you. But if we're talking about getting a 7, presents a clear overview of main trends, differences, or stages. So, for example, if we're doing a process, you're giving me the overview of the stages. If I'm giving you a bar chart or a line graph, you're showing me the main trends, or there's something to compare, some differences you're comparing. That's it. Ming Hui, please write this word. I want you to write this word in the chat box. Did she write it? Good. Now, in the chat box, please write, what does clear mean? Exactly. That's what I want you to realize about this test. It's not about doing some English gymnastics. It's about communicating clearly. And communicating clearly means very simply, easy to understand. Okay? This is what I want you to think about. I know you have a lot of complicated problems you have to work on. Grammar exercises in your English class are always increasingly complicated. But the truth is, I would say 90% of what native speakers say is not complicated. But there's a lot of important information you need. The question is, can you communicate information in English that is clear? That is what we're testing you on. All right. So what I have here is I have a diagram. These are crazy looking diagrams. Okay, I don't even know what I'm looking at here. Hydroelectric dam, wave air generator. Oh my God. I can't tell you that I understand the engineering involved in these charts. I am not a scientist, an engineer. I'm not a mathematician. I have no idea what it is. But I want you to look at my introduction and overview. The diagrams show a way in which water can be turned into electricity with a device called a hydroelectric dam and another contraption called a wave air generator. Both devices are complex machines. Here, I mentioned what kind of graph is this? Is this a line graph, a pie chart, a table? No, it's a diagram. And it's not a diagram, it's two diagrams. That's the first thing. One, I'm showing that I have two pictures, and two, I'm telling you what kind of information it is. And it shows in the way which water can be turned into electricity. And I actually find that information up here in the question. The diagrams below show two methods of using water to produce electricity. With the device called a hydroelectric dam, I find the information here. And a wave air generator, I find it here. And both devices are complex machines. That is 32 words. Now my overview. I just want to say very clearly what is the big picture. Okay? Overall, these machines show a way that people can produce energy without resorting to burning coal. Yes, hydroelectric dams and wave air generators are green energy. They don't produce air pollution, and they don't use fossil fuels and cause CO2 emissions. So between my introduction and overview of this 150-word essay, I have what? 48 words. That's 30% of the whole test. So now I just need to do another 50 words for my body paragraphs. And that's it. The point is, if you can write, if you can write a clear introduction and overview, that is going to be about 1/3 of the whole essay. What I would like you to do is I want you to not write the introduction, right? Minghui, because remember, the introduction is going to involve the title, the y-axis, the x-axis, and what? And what? That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. What I want to do is write the overview. And you should ask these questions. What has changed over time? Was there a major increase, decrease, or fluctuation? Okay? Please take 3 minutes. Take a look at this graph. In the chat box, please write a brief overview. 3 minutes. Go. Like it. Is that still Ming Kui? Okay, listen, I love it. Ming Kui, it's just you and me right now. So you wrote the overall, the graph shows a fluctuation. Yes, yes. What? Because you know a fluctuation goes do 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 do. That's fluctuation. And if we look at the big picture, that's exactly what it shows. But finish the sentence. The line graph shows a fluctuation in what? What is this fluctuation of? I'll give you a hint. Look at the title. The line graph shows a fluctuation in what? Bingo. That's it. So if you can have a look at what I wrote. Here's my overview right here. It says, overall, ebook sales fluctuated over the course of the year. Boom. 10 words. If you look at my introduction is much longer. Even this, it's not very long, but it's 49 words. So this very simple chart right here, when I do my introduction and overview, comes to about 60 words. It says, the line graph shows ebook reader sales of a small company from January to December in 2011. Oh, it should be sales rose from January to March, then they dipped in the summer, and then rose dramatically until they peaked in October. After that, they sharply declined for the remainder of the year. So what we see is they rise, they dip into the summer, then they rose dramatically, and then a sharp decline at the end of the year. So that's the overview. That's all. I'm not talking about how many. I'm not comparing the difference between this peak and this peak. I'm just giving the introduction. And then my overview is like this. That's all I have. Now, my question to you, can you write an introduction and overview for me? An introduction needs what? Actually, let me ask you, Ming Kui, before you write, what are the 4 parts of the introduction we need? Can I have, is anyone else online? Okay, good. One is title. What's another? Oops. We have title. What does this represent here? Good. Here we have the amount of money, and here the different years. Ah, we got something else here. Ah, que. Be careful. Number of book club members. Oh, I see. Ming Hui, we also have a legend. What does the legend tell us? Hello, Ming Hui, are you there? Maybe write a message to her and tell her to check in when her Wi-Fi is okay. Right. So Ming Hui, what I'm looking for is about 40 to 60 words. I want you to write an introduction, and I want you to write an overview. Tell her I'm extremely calm right now, and she has 5 minutes to write. Okay? And what about the overview? So read it to me again. Okay. What about the book club members? And let me ask Ming Hui, what is the main trend? Can we look at this chart and see what the main trend is? Let me ask Ming Hui. Ming Hui, look at the numbers for year 1. And look at the numbers for year 2. And look at the numbers for year 3. And look at the numbers for year 4. So my question to you, when we look for the overview, did something increase in a big way? Did something decrease in a big way? Did something fluctuate a lot, or did something stay the same? I would say generally these are the 4 major trends that we will look at. So of this chart, which category is this trend? Yeah. So Ming Hui, what I would say is, from year to year, the amount of money given increased. That's it. Or why don't I just take a look from year 1 to year 4? I can say, from the first year to the 4th year, the amount of money given increased dramatically. Now, we could ignore this right here because this is the only time it goes down. But again, take a look at the first year and take a look at the last year. Yes or no? Do you agree with me that this was also a dramatic increase? Hello? Do you agree with me? So that's the overview. Overall, the amount of money given from the first year to the last year increased dramatically. At the same time, the number of book club members also increased dramatically. That's the main trend. That doesn't account for every little detail, but that's the main trend. And then what am I going to do in my body paragraphs? I'm going to give you details to describe what kind of numbers and how many people. And what about this anomaly? Anomaly. Hey, Ming Hui, do you know the word anomaly? Did she say yes or no? Anomaly. Anomaly is a great word. We're talking about Ielts 7.0 and above. Anomaly means there is one weird thing that doesn't match everything else. So if you see this, it goes up, right? It goes down, it goes up. So this here looks like an anomaly. This one little thing right here, okay? But that's something about the body paragraphs, not the overview. The overview just showed me the main trend about this amount of books increasing, the amount of money increasing and the amount of members increasing. That's it. Yeah. How about this? Let's focus on an introduction and an overview. Remember, we have the title, we have the y-axis, we have the x-axis. Introduction and overview. Go. Okay. All right. So the border, read it again. Again, please.
The line graph shows the number of guests who brought a line to the shop from April to September.
Okay. Number of guests instead of customers. Okay, good. So a little paraphrasing. What about the overview? Okay, we'll take a minute and let's look at it together, right? So, real quick, Ming Kui, I want to ask you. The question I want you to think about in your mind when you're thinking about any overview is, are we talking about something increasing, decreasing, fluctuating, or staying the same? Right? And then ask if it's increasing, like we see here, this is clearly increasing. Does it increase a little or does it increase a lot? And of course, if I take this line here and I take this line here, this looks like a pretty big increase from 8 to 18. So this is times 100. So like that's a lot. That's 10 times 100, which is 1,000. So that's like a difference of 1,000. So go ahead and write that overview and then tell me.
Overall, there was an
Upward trend. Upward trend, Ming Kui. An upward trend in what? An upward in consumer numbers. Absolutely. Or customer numbers or consumer numbers. Now, Ming-Hui, between your introduction and your overview, how many words do you have? Uh-oh. Amazing. That's perfect. That's just like I do. You got it, Ming-Hui. Now, what I want to tell you is, and you know this, when you do the Ielts exam, the real Ielts exam, of course, the examples are going to be more complicated. The diagrams, you might have two charts. You might have a line graph and a pie chart. You might have a table and a map. You know that. But remember the Ielts fish? Remember the angler fish? You want to focus on keeping your overview clear, easy to understand. And all we're looking for is a main trend. And main trends, they're either increases, decreases, fluctuations, or staying the same. And if your introduction overview is 50 words, that means your 2 paragraphs need to be 50 and 50. And that should be fairly easy. And so, Ming-Hui, if we're going to write a body paragraph, what do we need to do to write a body paragraph? I have an idea. How about for your body paragraph, Ming-Hui, you give your opinion. Sound like a good idea? Boom. Describe and compare. So, one example, I don't think I need to give you an example. How about Ming-Hui, can you give me an example? What is something you want to describe? Okay, from April to May. Okay, so you're going to have your main sentence, and you're going to describe and compare. You want to take a look at April to May. And so what do we have? We have here. Ming-Hui, how do we describe this? Ming-Hui, what do we call this kind of increase? Yeah, it's an increase, but we need an adverb. And when I talk to other teachers who've been teaching as long as I have, with lots of experience, they say they wish students would use more as an adverb. What? Okay, so we could say, or So can you give me a sentence? Is she trying to tell me to calm down again because the internet is slow? She's amazing.
She already had Ielts but she does study your classes.
That's lovely. She's a role model. I hope other students can follow her. Did she finish her sentence? Okay, that's okay. Okay, I'll sit down for a minute.
From April to May, there's a slight increase of the number of books already in the shop.
Exactly. All right, that's your first sentence. That's your main sentence, Ming-Hui. Next, give me the detail. You say there's a slight increase, right? You say there's a slight increase. When you say slight increase, Ming-Hui, what are we talking about here? What is this increase exactly? Give me the detail.
According to the chart, there was a slight increase of newspaper from April to May.
Good, that's right, but that's the main sentence, right? That's the main sentence. When you describe, I want detail. And the detail is going to be this. What is that increase? Give me a sentence. Whoa, 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 whoa. Guys, what is 8 times 100? What this means, let's see. Yeah, so this number here means 800, right? Because it's this number, 100x. No, 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 no percentage. No percentage. Let's not give, let's use the information they have here. Don't make it more complicated than you need to. Make it clear. And all we want to do is turn this information, which is a graph, and turn them into sentences. What's the increase by? This is 0. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes from 7, 8 to 9. From 7 to 8 to 9. It did not increase by 100. It increased by 200. You see, this here represents a 100 increase. But it's not 100, it's 200. So we want to be able to read it carefully. I just might make it like this for the details. Over the 2 months, April and May, the number of customers increased by 200. And then it went from 700 customers to 900. Now you're saying, David, but you're just repeating the same information. Yeah, I am. Here I'm telling you the amount of increase, and here I'm telling you the exact number. So what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. This is 22 plus that main sentence. This is probably going to be about 30, maybe 35. Okay, I want to say Ming Hui, thank you very much for following the lesson all the way. Ming Hung, thank you for jumping back in. On Friday, we're going to continue Ielts Ielts writing part 1. We spent today looking at introduction and overview. On Friday, we're going to look at the detailed paragraphs, body paragraph 1 and body paragraph 2. Okay? Have a nice day. See you on Friday. This here is not 1. This here is 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 7. This is 8. This is 9. This here is going to be 0. That's why. Did she understand? Hold on. Wait. Thank you. I got one. It's not going to help on the motorbike, but it will help while I wait for the motorbike, okay? Now you guys have a great day. See you on Friday.